Destiny 2 has the worst storytelling, especially for new light, and having super long, overreaching story was a horrible idea. Having each DLC be its own mostly contained thing in a shared universe was far better.
I both agree and disagree. We've seen good source of long storytelling, long form storytelling. Destiny hasn't been good. It's only been good with Witch Queen and kind of Taken King, but would you even consider that long since it was only a year of setup? Most of the very good DLCs were never self-contained.
The thing is with Taken King, it's like it was kind of its own DLC to an extent, but it was also connected to like Dark
Proto.
Below and
Yeah.
D1. Yeah, it's like I feel like with the DLCs, it's like they were slightly connected there, but they weren't like too far out. Whereas like now with Witch Queen, it's like what's it for Witch Queen? You gotta know Beyond Light, you gotta know Forsaken, gotta know. Do you need to know D2 launch? I'm not sure. It's
A
like
bit because there was like Sabathun songs and stuff like that, but
yeah, and
nothing
then it's
needed.
yeah, then it's Taken King, Dark Below, and then D1. I don't even know if you need Beyond Light, you need D1. So yeah.
I don't know. I like the DLCs. I
But
don't like the seasonal storytelling. I think that's where
I
it
like
kind
to say
of
that
goes out
also,
of it.
like Rise of Iron is a very self-contained DLC, and it is very good as well. So it's like Destiny can do both really well.
I feel like what is that, at least in the very beginning with its god awful storytelling is because of it suffers the Modern Warfare 3 syndrome of having like an art or having like a story written out and then it's like they're about to do it and then they're like, oh, you gotta rewrite it. What? You gotta rewrite the entire thing. Can we reuse? No, you gotta rewrite the entire fucking thing.
I like
Destiny's
the connected seasons, or not seasons. I like the connected like DLCs. It feels better in my opinion how they're like somewhat connected, but the
I feel
seasons
like
in
the
between
prob
feel a little bit lacking.
I feel like the problem is like when it goes too far out, kind of like the Marvel problem, where it's like you have to know like 20 different things beforehand. Like it's at a point where it's like certain things don't need to be connected entirely on the way back. Destiny 2 should just be rebooted and go back to year one. I feel like with how simple it was, it's like I know a lot of people hated it back then, but it's like I kind of miss some of the simplicity D2 had back then versus now.
I feel a lot of people miss with Destiny 2 Year 1 is that feeling like that you could hit an enemy with like a stick and a rock and it would do more damage and be like more effective. And we need to bring back double primaries because of that. That's my opinion.
Me telling Austin how they equip two primaries.
Oh
mean,
no,
what
like
is it?
everyone
Just
has to be forced to
have.
use it. You can't.
I mean, in
I mean, in
GMs, you're forced to
Crucible
run
right
two
now, you
stun
can use
weapons.
Forerunner and Arianas with infinite ammo. That counts as double
It could
primary.
also mean the non-infinite primary ammo.
I mean, think about it. You could see distant tumulus as a heavy weapon.
True. Oh my
This
god.
is
That's
really
worth your
the bad
slot.
ending. The moon is a more interesting destination than Europa and the Throne World combined.
Throne World, agree. Europa,
You gotta meet the
nuh-uh.
first half.
Okay.
Like, I definitely think the moon's way better than the Throne World. Like, that destination has nothing, and then Europa has tons of secrets that are one time, but they're at least neat.
And Europa's
Yeah.
also got the pretty cool weather system. Did
Okay,
I ever
Europa-
tell
Hey,
you about Europa's unique weather system that pushes your sparrow away? It's such a
Oh,
unique,
dude, I love that
amazing
so much.
system.
When I'm trying to get somewhere and it just like sends me to fucking the other side of the map.
Yeah.
Oh my
My brain
And the
misfired.
fact
I
that you
thought
have
you guys
to
were
use
talking about
thermal
Neomuna.
scope.
We need
Uh,
more of that. They should have
like
added that
Pokemon.
on Neomuna. That might
They
be
will
a
go into-
destination code.
It
If
was.
Europa,
It was planned. Wait.
if Europa had, like a world activity like, what is it called again?
Fortress of Sorrow.
Yeah, Altars of Sorrow. If it had one like that, I would say Europa is better than pretty much all the active locations. Right now, I would say it's like either tied with the moon because it's more tolerable to look at than the moon.
Throne World, Throne World's a bit too much of like a, for at least for me, the color palette's a bit too much like a fucking soup. It's just like, it's not that really aesthetically pleasing. Plus, it's another hive location, even though it's blinding rather than depressing. It's still a fucking hive location. Europa
I
still at
actually
least has
disagree. I
like a
like
mixture of
the
color.
I like the hive
I like
locations.
the hive location. I just wish we would have gotten old Chicago instead.
I don't want another Earth location right now. Like, I want actually more destinations like further out in the solar system instead. Like
I
instead
want
of just
more
made up
real
stuff.
locations.
I mean,
Oh no, what's a
I still
swamp
want
planet in
Chicago.
real life they could have made up?
Give us
Uh,
Pluto as a destination.
Don't worry, we'll get Tora Bottle one
Literally
day
just
as
the
a
moon.
destination
That's a real
for your
planet. I'm
for your
Are
5
you trying to
millionth
bring
hive
us back to
DLC.
Venus for if you wanted the swamp?
Actually, yeah,
Yeah,
Venus. Actually, that would have been a good one. Like, it's revisiting new ground, but they easily could have just picked a different area of Venus.
Yeah, they could literally just done the Hellas Basin treatment and picked a different area.
Surge mods should be removed. They inhibit build creativity / variety.
Yep.
Remind me,
I
what
mean,
the hell are
you can just
remind
not
me, what
use
the
them.
hell are- Remind me, what the hell are surge mods again?
But the
Buff.
mods on your boots that they increase the damage of your element. I think I'm the only
I-
person who actually uses 3 of the surge mods at a time.
Yeah,
Like
no,
I
I don't-
never
yeah, no, I don't
change
use
any of
3
my
of them.
boots. I always
Oh,
keep
no, I
3 of
always-
them
every now and
on.
again.
I always just keep 3 of the surge mods because like everything else is just pointless compared to that.
I mean, I don't see the
Question.
point in just removing them, but if like you add something else, maybe. But like, I mean, if you don't like them, just don't use them. It's like Divinity. Like, just if you don't like it, just don't use it.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's soft.
Make a build without it.
My
If they
honest,
add something different, then sure.
my honest opinion.
It's still the case where it's like, it's the best thing, and it's like just saying, oh, just don't use it. And it's like, okay, if I don't use that in the Grandmaster LFG, I'm just gonna get kicked. I kind of have to there.
Get friends.
I have you
Make
fuckers,
friends.
and you'll still kick me.
This is
My
the
honest
Destiny
opinion,
community. Do
I
you think we
think-
make friends here?
My honest opinion, I think before they even remove surge mods, bump everything up before they remove them. Because if they remove surge mods, then you're missing out on just damage, and it's like everything's just gonna feel weaker because you don't have access to a damage buff. All the guns just feel weaker. So if they buff all the guns base, then yeah, they remove surge mods. A lot of people would actually think with their builds.
Hey, you're power creep #1. Public enemy #1 of power creep.
I'd like to say that primaries do still need a little bit of a buff, but everything else is fine in the state that they are, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think buffs and debuffs should be rewarded through subclass, exotics, and debuffs. Damage buffs should be awarded that, not just, oh, I slapped on this and I picked up a board, but now I got a free damage buff. There's really nothing to
Yeah.
it.
Like more interactions between like weapons doing more damage to
Yes.
different enemy types, or
Yes, there should be more interactions between gameplay and not just, oh, I slapped on a mod and I got damage buff. The gameplay
Like
should take foremost. There should be synergy between everything.
The difference between Destiny and Payday 2 dodge builds is that Destiny actually takes skill to dodge projectiles, not just luck.
Takes a left joystick to dodge projectiles.
All you have to do is move to the side, move to the left, move to the right. Pretend like you're playing the. Pretend like you're doing the. What the hell? Pretend you're doing the.
Dude,
That's what most people.
Payday 2.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you could have
We're gonna
said
have to
any
bleep
other
that
Jeez, how do you
song.
how do you know shuffle fuse?
How do you know the?
I don't know it. I've never done it. I
What
just
do
take
you
the bullets like a
mean?
real man. But I see you out there busting and moving Crucible. What are you doing?
I was gonna say something thought out, but I guess not.
I'm just saying,
Look, I
Payday
hate
2
the one-
dodge
Bo's
builds
getting a
are
bit
lot of
quirky
fun.
in the Crucible.
Oh wait, we're
Yeah,
talking
my
about.
way
Chris,
to go
I
to
was
the-
thinking of PVE with the fallen.
Wait, they're talking
Oh,
about
hey,
Crucible?
hey, hey,
Fuck
hey.
it, I think it's
gotta
talking about
censor
either.
that. You can't say the F word.
Wait, they're talking
The
about Crucible?
elixir
Ew.
weapons
Uh-huh.
that curve around walls and how bullshit that is.
Alakatum is a good exotic, but it just gets overshadowed.
I would say that's true.
Yeah.
That's the fusion rifle, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you remember the
fun,
fish.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
the
that's
thing
cool.
is
I don't really use it.
that unless you're going for Ionic Traces, there are just better legendary fusion rifles.
I think the problem also is now that Tessellation's out, why would you use Delicate Tomb?
Also,
Oh,
better
Tessellation,
question,
my beloved.
Risk Runner.
Risk Runner, Cold Hard also does Ionic Traces. Like,
literally
I use
just-
the Delicate Tomb a lot, but it really is one of those exotics, just like, why would you use it though?
Also, Coldard does Ionic Traces a lot more easier. Delicate Tomb does it on kills. Coldard just does it on like hits.
If Tessellation doesn't utilize the combined grenades, I'm gonna morb.
Well, I'm a fusion rifle enthusiast, so I have a better opinion than you.
Where's your temple
Ew.
dynamo?
I bet you like Crash.
Curse of Osiris content-wise was better than both Lightfall and Witch Queen.
That's a
Get
meme.
Get out!
Listen. I like Curse of
Leave!
I like Curse of Osiris more than Lightfall, but outside of strikes and what's it, the PvP maps, I guess weapon models as well. It's like Lightfall did have more content. You could
We
debate on
killed
quality
a
though.
Vex god with dunk plates.
Okay, I'm gonna ask in the most polite term. What kind of mental illness, or like hatred toward the game, led you to say this sort of blasphemous statement?
We literally killed a
Jeez, you
god
can't be
with
mean to
dunk
me. I saw Goodman
plates.
as his profile.
I actually liked Curse of Osiris a lot when I played it.
It was a cool thing, and you know,
Like it,
I guess
story
Bungie
wise,
also wants to seal off any mention of it because they
But
completely
better
blocked
than-
off the
It was
secure
a- it was
section
a-
in E to Z.
But more
Oh,
stuff
yeah,
than
yeah.
Lightfall and Witch Queen combined?
Curse of Osiris is
Really?
a nice
Which one am I
introduction
now?
to
I
Osiris.
just said them both
Anyway.
of them.
I'd rather play Curse of Osiris than Lightfall.
Or Witch Queen?
Honestly,
though?
Yeah.
yes.
Curse of Osiris, I think, is a better DLC than Lightfall.
It's just you had to put Witch Queen there. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Witch Queen part, I definitely don't agree with. Like, I don't think Witch Queen's the best DLC, but it's like it is leagues better than Curse of Osiris. We don't need any Siva content as of now. We already finished the story with it in D1, and since Siva was apparently something that spread like crazy, if it was still relevant, it would have come back by now.
You have angered all the edgelords. But you were right.
Austin,
is- yes,
are you
no,
angered by this?
Oh, shut up. I'm not an edgelord. I'm just an edger.
What's
There's a difference. There's
I
a
mean,
difference,
uh-huh.
Forcer.
Oh.
You technically
I
could
like
pop
Siva
up again.
I feel like Siva's one of those things where it's like they can have just a bunch of stations anywhere and just like, damn, we need some plot. All of a sudden, this Siva thing is just randomly on. There you go. There's
Somehow
content.
Siva has returned.
Wasn't Siva
Somehow
loaded
Siva
onto the
just
colony
Have it
ships?
devour
Yeah.
Neomuna
Yeah.
so people
So,
like the location
you know,
better.
Siva Neomuna.
Aren't there a few colony
Siva
ships that have,
Muna.
that have been like lost?
Yeah,
They
I
lost it
think
like
so.
as they traveled, so they could technically be out still. Like Siva still could be out there. We could just have this massive. It could literally be an entire alien planet that's just converted by Siva, and that's it. Like it doesn't affect us because you know it's well beyond the scope of our.
Mhm.
what
I'm
we're
already
actually
thinking
dealing with.
about it. Just the new DLC, the planet of the Siva. It's just an entire Siva planet with the new
And so-
Siva species. And
But,
it's like,
but coincidentally, Neomuna had disappeared.
yeah.
Oh, but
No, I'm just
coincidentally,
thinking,
Siva planet. They're all reskin Cabal. Ooh.
no,
Right.
it's not
Even
even a
better,
new
even
one,
better.
actually, just
Even
Siva
Reskin
better.
Shadow
everything.
Legion.
No. Siva got a hold
Siva
of
Legion?
a long since dead hive god that had died there like millions of years ago.
What hive god?
It's
We'll
like
call
it's
him
like a
Joseph.
Siva Zol.
Okay, bye.
No.
Tell me the lore.
It's the
What hive
unnamed
god
The
Disciple.
fourth
disciple.
brother.
It's the undisciple.
Disciple
Or
of
it's
Siva.
his
Oh
sibling
god.
in law.
You guys are all like coping
It's
really
Tawox,
hard right now.
it's Tawox.
Siva Legion
Hey.
Money Gang. We love
Lice
reuse
Legion.
plot points.
If they bring back Siva with a shitty story, everyone's gonna be mad. If they bring back Siva with a good story,
I
people will be
mean-
satisfied at
What if they bring it back
most.
with the
They won't be
Still
satisfied.
I mean,
They
I
will
think
want
people-
more Siva.
I think
Yeah, they will
people would be
hunger
happy
more.
if Bungie's just like, here's Siva, here's a raid, and then just put Siva on one of the enemy units and on some gun, and people would be fine. Just make any red and
No.
black weapon, and people would be fine.
You
Black
have
What
only
if they do another
Siva
Owl
weapons.
Sector event?
That'd be cool. But I'd like to say that with how much people are complaining about reusing and like stuff like that, I feel like even if they bring back a Siva, with everything perfect, with the way that Siva is, that it infects weapons, we will never win. People will complain about it.
People
You know,
will
if-
want more.
I think it would actually be pretty cool if they just made like weapons where it's like it's not Siva modifying things, it's just like actual things that are just pure Siva. Where it's like you're holding the wire of a gun. How funny would it be if
Siva-
like the reload, the wire would just try to grab you?
Oh, that'd be cool. Siva Glaive?
That-
Siva Glaive, please?
Siva glaive, it's just a big wiggly wire.
What
It's
if
just
it
a
like
cancer on a
dangles?
stick. It's
What
just
if like
cancer on
the
a
blade
stick.
just falls off?
I want it to origin trait that if there's nanites attached to it, it increases damage, just like Outbreak.
Jesus Christ! Do you
Outbreak
really
meta,
want
yippee.
Robo Cancer on a stick?
Yes.
Siva glaive? Did I hear Siva glaive?
Yes.
Siva
No.
glaive, Siva. All right,
Dude,
next one.
I want a Siva glaive. That actually would be sick.
All right, last one for this pod. Buildcrafting is super shallow and boring, and Bungie is massively restricting player creativity, especially when it comes to gun builds. I feel like
True.
for creativity, like restricting definitely, but now with those exotic class items that we know about. But even so, it's like with Prismatic, there's some stuff being left out, so they're still restricting there. But it's like, I think those exotic class items will bring back a lot more creativity now.
Those better
okay,
have life exotic
yeah.
on it, I swear to God.
I don't think they
What is it?
will.
This
God,
may be
why?
this may be a bad take of my own, right? But what is it? I feel like Lightfall just bungled everything. Like pre-Lightfall was like a good thing for a good place for build crafting and all that. You
It was
Yeah.
a bit
set
complex.
system.
Like it needed
Who
some
cares if it's complex?
simplification.
Let the Timmies figure it out themselves.
I mean, there was a few things that could be cleaned up, which they did fix with Lightfall, but they also just.
Nuke
I feel like
everything.
they simplified it way too much. It's the equivalent of like we went from
100%.
Destiny 1 to launch Destiny 2 with the mod thing. Oh, not really launch, but you know what I mean. Like that
Oh, yeah.
complexity to that. That's kind of what it feels
You
like.
went
where
from
it's like,
Salty Spittoon to Weenie Hut Jr.
And then we have the legendary shards, where those are
I
going
heard
away, too.
weenies. I'm suddenly back in the conversation. What are we talking about?
I
Jesus
want
Christ.
honestly more mod slots available on armor and more points available.
I think
No,
they just
But,
need to have
surge mods
something
only
like.
can cap at 3.
There's a mod
think
for
they-
Fallout 4 that adds AirPods.
Oh boy! Oh no! No! Oh no!
Oh no,
behind
Preston
you. Oh, no,
Garvey! There's a super mute. Oh shit, he got AirPods.
I won't be able to hear him tell me about another settlement. No. What is Nora fights robot Ebola?
I don't know. Next one.
Click it.
Oh god.
We want to go. We're gonna do a Fallout 4 hot take. Fucking make something up,
Dude, I
Austin.
don't even know anything about Fallout. I've never played any of the games.
You go learn something today.
Oh
This
God.
either. Okay.
I like
Hot
Fallout
takes.
4 better than Fallout New Vegas.
You haven't
Yeah,
even played New
The
Vegas.
NCR did nothing
Yeah, that's
wrong.
why.
Okay, the NCR did nothing. Hang on, hang on.
See,
They
okay,
invented
season-
taxes. Hang
No, no,
on.
no, 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 no. Let me give you.
They
a-
reinvented
the Enclave-
taxes.
Let me say, the
See,
Enclave are the good guys. All
I
along.
work for
Isn't
the
there
IRS.
Fallout
So I
D&D
take your
campaign?
tax dollar.